Good evening, everyone. I'd like to welcome you to the Otsego City Council meeting. Tonight is Monday, January 12th. Audra, can you have the record show that our Assistant City Attorney is present this evening, our City Planner, our City Engineer, along with all council members, our Assistant City Administrator, and our City Administrator. At this time, I'll ask you all to join us in the Pledge of Allegiance. I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. Thank you. Our first item of business this evening is open forum. This is the portion of the meeting where you can come to the podium, state your name and address, and limit comments to 5 minutes or less. Would anyone like to speak at this time? Sure.
Hello again, everybody. I was here last month. David Swab, S-W-A-A, B as in boy, 16135, 71st Lane, Northeast. Well, the unthinkable happened again, the 23rd of December. I was coming home from Target, ironically, from only going to buy batteries for my smoke alarm. I saw the smoke. I saw the orange. I thought, let it be across the street. Let it be down the street. Let it be Quick Trip. It was us again. I drove the route tonight from the scene of the fire, 100 feet away from it, from my driveway. Most likely the same path that the fire engines would take if they were in service. It was 4 minutes. I think Albertville this time may have been the first responding units, but I'm not sure. One unit was gutted. The neighboring units were smoke damage, broken glass from the firemen needing to get entry. I've got pictures tonight. Madam Clerk, you can have these. These are not copyrighted. These are my own. Just want to say I can't wait for that fire department to get up and operational. It would have been 4 minutes. I was hoping the chief was going to be here, but I'll check with him this week by email to see how long the original or what the response time was this time. So that being said, I'll pass these then and I'll bring them up to you guys. Do we have any further word or everything's going on time to get it open and hopefully sooner than later?
David, if you're available tomorrow evening, we do have public safety.
Yep, I will be here.
Okay.
Yes.
You would get a chance to talk with the chief then, and he would probably be updating the rest of the commission
for the next one. Okay.
Events.
Yeah, I will be here for that one. Okay.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you. You're very welcome. Thanks, everybody. There's some nasty things going on Facebook, too, about somebody not being here all the time. No. Oh, that would be you. Okay. Well, hi, everybody. I'm glad that everyone's here tonight. So I've tried to post onto that website, but unfortunately, it's moderated and it's not an open forum. It seems to be a very closed-minded forum. So anyway.
Hi, Jeannie Holland, County Commissioner. Happy New Year's, everyone. Didn't get to come in December. I was planning on the 20th, and that was the meeting that you guys didn't have. I hope everybody had a nice Christmas. Want to say a huge thank you to Adam for helping the county get that final nail in the coffin for our tree chipping apparatus that we're buying. As you probably know, that the county, because of the voices of the city, we're saying that because of the emerald ash borer and a lot of the tree chipping that needs to be done, we put a plan together that we are going to hire somebody that will and get equipment to come in and do this for the cities at a a lower rate. All of our cities were seeing that the cost to chip was going up like double every year. So we're really happy to help the cities in this regard. We had a couple cities that were sitting on the edge, not wanting to really sign on to the JPA, and we needed all the cities to sign on to make it feasible. The nicest part about this is that now you guys have for the next, what is the JPA, 5 or 10 years?
Mayor, 5 years.
5. So for 5 years, it's not going to double like it's been doing. So I want to thank Adam for helping us get over that hump of making sure that happens. So we're on board with that. We're hiring somebody to do that in the summer, and then they will snowplow in the winter. It's a win-win for our cities. It's a win-win for our highway department. So thank you, Otsego and Albertville. We're glad that all of our cities in this area signed on to that. And then the next thing, as you heard, that fraud is a big thing in the news. I went to the AMC Association of Minnesota Counties convention in December, and I said to the head of the AMC, I said, I don't understand why we have non-government agencies or organizations, GMO or NGOs, getting this money to disperse as they will, because counties have auditors, we have elected officials. And she said it was always dispersed by the counties, but they thought that they would privatize it, like 2018. And that is where we're seeing it. Last week we had our county meeting, and the head of our HHS said that we are very, very watchful of fraud. We're very good at going after anything that even flags fraud. So you can rest assured that Wright County is watching it. We have good auditor, and then of course we have elected officials. So it's really it's a comforting feeling. Hopefully we can get that back into the county's hands a little bit more than these NGOs. And we did have a meeting this morning with all of our legislators. Representative Novotny was there, Senator Lucero. We didn't have Hudson because he just came back from Washington, D.C. But we had all of our others from across the county came, and we did talk about fraud. We also talked about, if you can believe it, and maybe Jessica probably knows, but our systems for our DHS, which would give out like child care payments, and our elderly waiver, that is the most antiquated system. I actually thought somebody was like being sarcastic when they said it is a 1990s DOS program. And then when I had somebody from Otsego that wanted me to look something up, and I went and I said, oh, you're right. It is a green screen. And today they showed the legislators how long it takes to go step by step, and there is no guardrails on these. So like somebody that's pregnant that gets benefits, if they don't personally go in 9 months, they could be paid for 17 months because the computer doesn't realize that people are only pregnant for 9 months. Mm-hmm. So it is a insane system. You're going to probably see a lot more of it on the news, in social media, because we want people to be aware that if we could get rid of this system, we could streamline HHS down to where it would be way more cost effective. And we do go through a lot of social workers, because some of them can only work for about a month because it's so frustrating. So we go through a lot of specialists in this department. So hopefully, I think we have buy-in from both parties. This session is policy and bonding year. And so it's going to be fast and furious. So we're hoping that we get some bonding money for a system, and a system that is not like Minlar's. We would like them to have something that another state has. And so that we can go and be it and not have 10 years to do it. And so we had a lot of really good discussion about things affecting our county. We have great legislators. It is really fun that when they come, we put the invite out and they come, and we had an hour and a half of engagement with them, and they are very much in. We're kind of a powerhouse in Wright County. Thanks to all of you that advocate on our behalf. They know that they're going to hear from our mayors. They're going to hear from our council people, and they're going to hear from the commissioners. So, and we have some really great legislators. So it was a really good meeting. And so hopefully we get something out of this session. So do you guys have any questions for me?
I have one for you. So you talked about, I don't actually have any families that receive any benefits. It's all private pay for me. So what I've heard though is that it's very hard for counties to get people onto the programs. So is that true? Is that not true? Because you talked about having HHS and it would reduce the workload if they had this better system.
Yes. So what it is we have a very long waiting list, because to input somebody, they said it would take something that would take a normal person on a regular program right now, 15 minutes, takes at least 45 minutes to an hour. So we would eliminate the waiting list for that and for elderly waiver, because that's very frustrating too. Somebody's coming out of a nursing home and they won't know for a long time, just because they're sitting on this end of a waiting list, and it basically is just inputting information, and then it goes to the state. Nothing reads together. Nobody knows, if there is, and that is part of the fraud thing too, is that they're not seeing. There can be an address that they could use multiple times, and none of the computer systems are reading each other. So we're basically going to go after this new funding source because of the fraud, because it is a big player in the fraud. So our legislators went out with some really good points after seeing, kind of how the system works, how we as commissioners want them to go forward. Because ultimately we said our goal is to streamline, to get we don't want property taxes to go up, and if we keep having all these systems that aren't playing well, and we have to have so much staff, then it's just going to get worse and worse. So because our county's growing, but we did have one senator from Cokato who had thought that it would be nice to be able to block all cities and counties from only a 3% raise, and if they want, or 3% levy, and if they wanted to do more than that, then they would have to go to the voters, which sounds nice, but a lot of people don't know what counties do. And we're a growing county, and we have way more bills because of we're constantly growing, and we have more houses to serve, we have more roads to plow, so it was a really good meeting. We had a really a lot of good discussion.
Any other questions or comments, Corey?
I just had a couple kind of on those same lines. So that antiquated system you were talking about, is that across the board in the state?
And across the board in the state. Yep.
Who governs that now? Like what
The
department?
DHS.
DHS.
It's DHS. Yep. And every county has been crying about this for the last 10 years. And they said that 10 years ago they were going to fix it. And here we are. and the cry is getting louder. So I think now they're having a hard time skirting the issue. So I think every single county has had their legislators look at the green screen to really show them how it works. And every single legislator, it's jaw dropping. And they will tell you that they are just stunned at the amount of work. And this gal that was showing us, she's worked for Wright County for 2 years, and she said literally she was in tears for the first 2 months. She's getting the hang of it. She said, but she was ready to quit. Like she said it was very frustrating. And so when you think about all the people that, that really need our services, that we want to be able to help, and they're sitting on a waiting list, waiting just because of the amount of work. And at this point, we could hire 12 more people. Our Jamie, who runs our HHS, said, like, to get it done in a quicker amount of time, we could easily hire 12 more people and we would still be behind. But we don't want to do that because we don't want our property taxes to go up. So that's where we sit. So we hope that the legislature will start moving in the direction. I know that the lobbyist for AMC was there today, and he is going to Washington, and he's going to plea with Congressman Emmer to see if maybe we can get some federal funding to come our way as well. So it really is a problem, and if anybody would ever want to come to the county, I will be happy to show you what it looks like. And it really is. It's really hard for you as a city. It's really hard for me as a commissioner to see the people that we want to serve in our community that have to sit on waiting lists, and then to actually have so much time invested just to get them and track them and make sure that they're being served correctly and that we are doing it in a cost-effective way.
I'm sure the people, who are face to face with the applicants are taking the brunt of people's frustrations too.
Oh, absolutely, Corey. That is so true. Yes. Yeah. And it really is. It's hard on them because they're there to serve people.
Right.
And basically when they have to, hold somebody off when they really want help now, and I think that's part of it too. They just their heart is in serving people. So and as yours and the counties, like, we want to serve the people that are vulnerable in our community. So we're hoping that we can streamline this and be better, way more effective.
Thank you.
Any other comments?
I don't know.
All right.
No, we have no fraud. No, we don't. Our county is very good at nipping everything. So yes, it's on the state level, and it will stay at the state level.
All right. There's no other questions? Thank you for coming.
Thank
with
you,
the update.
guys.
Thank you.
You bet.
All right. We are still under open forum. The pictures.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you. I just want to know, if you, Mayor, if you are thinking about like the one-on-one with the community to ask questions about the fire department, and if that's any schedule, if you schedule at any time, because a lot of people wants to do that. So another thing, and I really want to do this one for a very long time because I hold myself and I don't come prepared, but I do talk from the bottom of my heart to all of you. I came to America 30 years ago. I have the privilege of being an American citizen, and you guys that have the privilege of born in this country. This country is being torn apart for fraud, and for a lot of people who want to take advantage of the situations here. Love your country because I lost mine through communism. It's very easy for you guys to come over here and just take advantage of the spoiled kids, not love your country. Love your country. We need more Americans to love the country. You have no idea what it means to come and leave everything behind. This community is taking apart because we are spending way too much money and people are gonna lose their houses. And I know what it means. That's what is kind of personal to me. I don't want to have anything personal between any of you or the guy who was talking about me. Yes, I fight because when I was little, I could not fight, but I'm gonna fight today, and it's nothing personal with any of you. Thank you, guys.
Thank you.
Thank you. All right, any other comments? These are pictures being passed. Make sure Audrey gets them.
Sure.
All right, we will close the open forum and move up to consider our agenda for approval. Does anyone have anything that they'd like to add or delete at this time?
Madam Mayor,
Oh, sorry.
I just, on the consent agenda,
Mhm.
I'm gonna bring down the minutes. So 3.2, we can make that, I guess 5.1.
Okay. My addition is then we'll add 5.2, council goal setting for 2026. Does anyone else have anything?
Madam Mayor,
Yes, Ryan?
I move to approve the agenda as amended.
Motion by Ryan. Is there a second?
Second.
Seconded by Corey. Right, motion by Ryan, seconded by Corey. Is there any discussion? All those in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye.
All those opposed, same sign. Motion passes. Next item is our consent agenda. A motion would be in order.
Madam Mayor,
Yes, Ryan?
I move to approve the consent agenda as amended.
Second.
Motion by Ryan, seconded by Corey. Is there any discussion? All those in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye.
All those opposed, same sign. Motion passes. Moving on to item 4.1 is our appoint acting mayor. Do we have any?
Madam Mayor, I can make a motion
Okay,
to appoint Corey Tanner for acting mayor.
second. We have a motion by Tina, seconded by Michelle. Or do you accept that nomination?
I do.
Okay. Is there any discussion? All those in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye.
All those opposed, same sign. Motion passes. I will pass you guys all your appointments. I'll read off the appointment. There's one for Auditor too. Planning Commission will be Councilmember Dunlap, alternate Mayor Stockamp. Park and Recreation, Councilmember Lund, alternate Councilmember Tanner. Heritage Preservation is Councilmember Tanner, alternate Councilmember Lund. Public Safety, Councilmember Gady, alternate Mayor Stockamp. Fire Advisory, Mayor Stockamp, Councilmember Dunlap. Public Works Subcommittee is Councilmember Dunlap, Councilmember Lund, and alternate Councilmember Gady. Administrative Subcommittee, Mayor Stockamp and Councilmember Tanner, alternate Councilmember Gady. And the Creek Authority as listed will be determined if need be. Is everybody good with your appointments? Yes.
Thank you.
Then I will make a motion to present the subcommittee and liaison appointments as presented.
Second.
Motion by Jessica, seconded by Corey. Is there any discussion? All those in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye.
All those opposed, same sign. Motion passes. Moving on to item 5.1, right? Hold that down.
Yes, Madam Mayor, I just had a change to the minutes.
Okay.
I guess said copies are made for me. Convenient.
Yes.
Hand these out. So just a small change on page 5 of the minutes. to add a line, fifth line down, would state, Councilmember Dunlap raised a point of order stating that the item being discussed did not receive a second and therefore the item cannot be discussed. Mayor Stockamp did not recognize the point of order made by Councilmember Dunlap.
I did recognize it, Ryan, but I wanted to discuss it further. So I think when I said that, it was more just that as the presiding officer, I just thought that we could discuss it further. And yes, I agree. I could have seconded that motion to continue that discussion, but wanted to have a candid conversation. So since we all don't get to speak, it was maybe not handled appropriately the way that you wanted it to. So I just wanted to give my reasons for that. Since you're asking for the minutes to be changed. So it was in the recording, I'm sure. So are you making a motion then to change?
Yeah, so I would move to amend the minutes as presented.
I will second them with your changes. Is there any discussion? All those in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye.
All those opposed, same sign. Motion passes. All right, item 5.2, I had asked that to be added. When we went through the budget, we did not set aside a budget to have someone come in and work with us on kind of setting goals and getting the council on the same page and on track. But I do think it is important that we do set aside some time and talk about what 2026 looks like. If you guys are all on board with that, I want the staff to, I think all of you could put that together for us, if you and Sabrina, or if it's each department head kind of checking in with us, but those have been very valuable. And I know Corey and Michelle have not had a chance to participate in something like that, but I would be looking to you guys if you could pull that off.
Mayor, council, most certainly. Obviously, we asked the mayor and the council members to give some direction on what you would like us to prepare, but I think we can do that through email, getting thoughts and ideas individually from all of you to help streamline that conversation and bringing that together for the group discussion with you. If the rest of the council is on board with that approach, we could also send out like a doodle poll, getting some available dates for that type of a meeting.
Is everybody good with that?
Yeah, I think it'd be great.
Yeah, one question, Mayor, when were you thinking, what time frame for that?
In my mind, I just know that this month is pretty packed, and then the first part of February we have our league training, and I believe most of us are attending that. So probably something after that. It just usually we come back from some fresh ideas after we've had our league training. So in my mind, I would like to see it happen after our league training. If it's a Friday evening, Saturday morning, something like that. I know that we all work, so getting together and trying to carve out rushing here at 5 o'clock to do it before a meeting isn't necessarily fair, as we're setting goals for ourselves and working together. Teamwork is really important, and I think that takes more than just limiting ourselves to an hour and a half before a quick council meeting. In my opinion, I don't want to rush it. I think there's great opportunities for us to be working together, making sure that the goals that we have in place for the city are continually going to be goals that we support as a full council and moving forward. And there's check-ins on the departments that we get a check-in when we do budgets with them, but we're not kind of, at that point we're looking at dollars and what's going ahead. So I think a fresh perspective after our first meeting in February with the league training would be what I'm looking to do, but I'm open to what the rest of you have available.
So it sounds like maybe latter half of February, maybe an all-day meeting. Okay.
Yeah. I mean, I guess we'll know once we get the doodle poll what people have with schedules, but yeah, our February 6th and 7th is elite training. Obviously, I don't think you guys want to spend Valentine's Day with each other. I mean, I love you all, but we probably have other things that we want to do with our loved ones. I mean, I'm assuming Adam's giving me the shake head, yeah. But yes, if it can be broken up, I know in years past, we've also done like a Friday night and then come back on a Saturday morning to do a half day, but if it has to be just a 1 day Saturday, whatever we can make work.
So, question. So I wasn't involved in the earlier goal setting
Mhm.
scenarios. So is this the same thing as the strategic vision, or is it something separate?
I think it could be something a little different. When I talked to Adam about it, it's like when we did strategic vision, it was, we hired someone to come in to kind of lay that out. Since we're not hiring someone to come in, we're using staff and it would be council work together. And if Sabrina, if you want to jump in, since
Yes,
you may
Mayor.
have ideas.
I guess that would be helpful on the staff side for direction, given if you guys are looking more for goal setting. So is it short term, long term? And then maybe more of if it's looking at goal setting versus strategic planning. Obviously, we're not going to be capable of doing a full strategic plan.
Yes.
But at least something along those lines of like, what are we looking to get out of it? We can try to put some different things together, but at least having a general idea of like what you're expecting to get out of it, whether it's just maybe for this upcoming year and 2 years, kind of just like a forecast, that helps us for at least putting together some different materials to hopefully provide.
I mean, it's hard to say. I wouldn't want to do the full strategic plan because we've talked about the timing with that as it's years where we have elections, it doesn't make sense to you potentially have people outgoing. It's best when we've kind of laid it out where we've got 2 years to be working towards something. But most of those goals, as you're referring to, Ryan, that's never been probably discussed with Michelle or Corey, and you weren't part of it when we set that up initially, but Tina and I were there, and so is it taking those out, showing us like where we're at, where we've gone. I look back to like where Richard would do kind of a checkpoint of like, here's what the strategic goal was. Have we met it? Have they changed? What are each department doing to help us get there?
It was a part of the original one we did. So I threw a couple of them, but I think like a hybrid type thing would be good.
And since we're asking staff, it would be more that I know that you guys had your staff event in December where you guys did all your check-ins, and from what I've heard, everybody really enjoyed that. So those are things that we aren't part of, right, that I think would be very beneficial, so that we also can see if we're expecting you guys to be meeting some goals that aren't, you're never gonna be able to make them, and that should be our check-in.
Yeah. Mayor, I think we can put together maybe just a kind of general outline of what we're thinking, probably setting more on the goal setting. So kind of looking at, this upcoming year and then maybe the following year. And we can kind of work towards just putting a general layout together of how that will look. And maybe probably reaching out some colleagues to get some feedback on maybe some advice and other stuff like that as well.
Mayor, what I would suggest then is that we sort of just in our heads as council members, we consider this is the strategic vision, and the goals would be how do we accomplish some of these, or the goal is how do we meet these over the next year, 2 years.
Right. And that's where then having staff and the department heads kind of giving where they're at, their check-ins on it too. I mean, you and Michelle attend the public works subcommittee. We see the minutes, but we don't, maybe we don't see the full long-term piece to it. So I think that there's a lot of value in us all being together and working through that.
Yep.
I agree.
Well, thanks for your support.
Do you
So
need a motion or anything?
I would leave it to staff to send it out, since they still need to work on their end to get us information.
Mayor, council, we're not asking for any formal approval or action tonight. Staff will follow up with the survey, a doodle poll for scheduling, and we'll go from there. So,
okay.
Sounds good. Perfect.
Thank you.
Thank you. All right. We are still under city council reports and updates. Does anyone have anything? All right, we will move on to staff reports and updates. Item 6.1 is to consider scheduling a special meeting for the advisory commission interviews. Audra.
Thank you, Mayor. Right now we've got 5 applicants.
Okay.
Traditionally, we've taken an evening to set aside 15-minute interviews per applicant. I'd be looking for a date that works for all the council to attend.
And when does the application timeline close?
Yes, it closes the next Tuesday at 5 p.m.
Okay,
So anytime after that. We'd want obviously some time to reach out to all the candidates to schedule it.
And we're gonna interview all 5 of them.
and it might be more.
And it might be more.
Okay. Oh, right. Yep, it'll be everyone that applies.
And I looked back, and most of our meetings have started at 5:30. And we held them here at the fireside room. And I do have one that does need to Zoom in. That will be out of town.
Okay. What do people's calendars look like February 12th or 19th? That would still give us plenty of time. Or are you looking
19th.
earlier?
I think she was looking for earlier because it closes next Tuesday, the 13th.
Whatever works for the council, we just need to approve.
It just
the-
has to be in
the
February.
last meeting in February.
Okay.
I think the 12th would work.
Is everybody available the 12th?
I'll be hanging around.
I can do that.
Tina, you good?
Yeah, I think so.
Okay.
Go for the 12th.
All right, then I will make a motion to call for the commission interviews for February 12th, starting at 5:30.
Second.
Motion by Jessica, seconded by Ryan. Is there any discussion? All those in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Right.
All those opposed, same sign. Motion passes. All right, next is to consider scheduling a meeting for the Economic Development Authority.
Mayor, council, staff would propose a date of February 9th, possibly before the city council meeting. A 5:30 or 6 p.m. start time would be adequate for the proposed agenda for that meeting.
I'm sorry, did you say the 9th?
February 9th, yes.
At what time?
Up to the council, but 5:30 or 6 p.m. would be adequate for the proposed agenda.
Is February 9th at 6 work for people?
Yep.
Okay, then I will make a motion for February 9th at 6 p.m. for
Second.
the EDA. Seconded by Michelle.
Sorry. Didn't
Very
like it.
excited.
Jumping the gun.
All right, is there any discussion? We're all trying to plug in our
I
calendar.
know, right?
Audra, can you send these out to us just so that the dates that we're picking are Adam?
Yes.
Thank you. I think we're all trying to put them in our phones, but making sure it's correct. Okay. So motion second, any discussion? All those in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye.
All those opposed, same sign. Motion passes. All right, we are still on staff reports and updates. Audra. Or no, Sabrina. Oh my gosh, I looked right at you and I was like, sorry. Sabrina. Yeah, I'm skipping. I'm mixing things up.
Thank you, Mayor. I was kind of excited about that. We will be, or city offices will be closed Monday for Martin Luther King Jr. Day, so all buildings will be closed. And that's all I have. Happy New Year, everyone.
Thank you. Adam.
Mayor, council, just a reminder, I did send out a number of upcoming events to you over the holiday season, but in case you missed that, the next one is the Wright County Economic Development Partnership has their annual meeting this Friday morning. If you're interested in attending, if not registered, please let me know and I can help you get registered for that. So that's all I have at this time.
Okay, thank you. And thank you for registering us for the other.
Yes.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Audra.
Thank you. Just a reminder, the applications for the advisory commissions do close next Tuesday at 5 p.m., as I said earlier. And then also I wanted, we did have on the consent agenda some violations for liquor, not passing their compliance checks, but I do want to congratulate all the other businesses that did pass the test.
Great, thank you. All right, Richard, welcome. Do you have anything for us?
Nothing for me.
Okay, thank you for coming to this
Yeah.
evening too.
Nice to meet everyone.
Yeah.
Too.
Same here.
All right, Dan.
Mayor, we do have planning commission next Tuesday at 7 o'clock p.m. Preliminary plat application from Voss Swim School. locating in Great River Center on 85th Street and Parsons Avenue, and then some zoning ordinance text to review.
Okay. Can you make sure that Nick knows that with the holiday, this will impact
Yeah,
Park and Rec?
I
So,
was gonna say, usually Park and Rec is at that time.
so they usually meet up front then.
Yeah.
So just make sure for scheduling that everybody's where they need to be. Okay. Thank you, Dan. Ron.
No updates, Mayor.
Okay. Sergeant Altmans. He did the breathing out.
Yeah.
I don't know if that's good.
Sorry.
No need to apologize. We could hear you from the back doing that, so.
Whoops.
It's okay.
Okay. Beginning of the year. So, in case people don't know, the way we structure our scheduling is we do bids every single year. People bid what shifts they want to work. And then through that process, as well as a kind of a selection process, we have, we have 160 licensed deputies that we need to assign over the course of the entire year. So our patrol division at the beginning of the year resets. So, like the city of Otsego now has everybody is set. They've been able to work town now for a couple of days. Again, Otsego is typically one of the cities that people like to work. And so we typically have the same people over and over again. Perfect example is Deputy Kyla Bazoff. She's worked town now for a number of years. So she's back again, which is great. It's great to having people that really know the city and can just be step right into the next year. And if there's somebody new, they have the ability to, relay the message like, hey, this is how this operates, or here's a, trouble person that we typically work with. So it's cool to see some of the names that are on here. And I've given a list to, one of our lieutenants gave a list to city staff, and they'll work on making sure all the phone numbers are disseminated as well. But like some of the specialties that some of the deputies have also is kind of one of those things that is really nice. So an example is two of the deputies that work town now are on our UAV program. So they have drones in their squad cars ready to go at a moment's notice. That works out great. I don't know how many times we've now, like if there's a missing juvenile or, this kid walks out the door. I mean, we have that all the time. It seems like, or maybe a small child just kind of goes missing for maybe like even 20 minutes. As a parent, we've all done, you turn around and target and you're missing your kid, that panic. Well, when it's out maybe at a park in town, we got drones now. We can get that flown up. They have infrared on them that can do heat signatures. And so we can get that up immediately. It helps for car accidents where we do mapping on severe car accidents, as well as getting it up again from a rescue side of things. I think we're kind of slow at first to get the UAV program off the ground. So to get that going, but the more we use them, the more like we got to the point where we're putting them in the squad cars now, because we're finding it's that important to have them out there ready at a moment's notice. A lot of the search and rescue stuff, the water rescue that we had on the Mississippi a couple months ago, we threw a drone up and it gave the situational awareness. I think I mentioned it. Public safety is so important from a leadership position, or when scene management side. I can see exactly what's going on. So that's great. One of the deputies is on our crime scene unit. So I don't like using the term CSI because that's not what we call them here, but our crime scene, one of the guys works one of the midday shifts on the opposite side of days. So same thing. He's, available at a moment's notice to be able to help out in town in whatever capacity. So a couple other little specialty stuff, couple SWAT guys that are on in town too. So it's kind of good having a little bit of the variables, and different skill sets and different resources literally ready to go in town. And we don't have to wait for it to come from Buffalo or anything like that. They got it in the squad. They're ready to go. A lot of people are happy to be back. As I had mentioned prior to kind of the break from the holiday break into now, that December was really busy as I anticipated. There was a lot going on, a lot of different calls. There was, the update emails that we get as supervisors every night. Otsego was in there for different arrests or incidents pretty much every single night. It's busy. That's not anything to necessarily look at and go, oh my God, what's going on? But it's that time of year. It's that when you get this much population, that's what you're going to deal with. So, something that's kind of interesting. The flu season was very bizarre, and the flu season that's continuing because a lot of the flu, how it interacts with some of the people, maybe our more senior community. some of the medicals that we're getting because of it. There's a lot of people that are either fainting, passing out, so to speak. So a lot of the calls that we're getting are many more, instead of being coded as a medical sick, we're getting it medical unconscious. So like that number is going to show up in the because a lot of them are just like the high fevers and the way it's interacting with, I think, our senior community, specifically this flu season. We're going to get, when that report gets sent to the city of the calls that we're going to, that medical unconscious is going to be way up than what it would normally be. Unfortunately, in most of the cases, it's, they may pass out for a couple moments, but come back to kind of thing, and we can get them off to the hospital. So something to be aware of. Like I said, depending on how in depth you look at our CFS chart that has 1,000 little codes on there, and if you were to go through it line by line, you'd go, what is going on in town? So, but that's pretty much everywhere. So I think that's all I have on my list.
I have a question.
Yes.
So you talked about having the variety of people on SWAT, people with the drones. Do you try to manage that then for your larger communities when they are bidding the shift, so that there is kind of a mixture?
Yeah, we look at that. It's important that we spread that stuff around, even if we were looking at it from a selfish side, where it's like, if I'm being honest right now, most of our SWAT guys are on the B side. So I work on the A side, A team. And
Your black band's all back.
It just, the way it's worked out is, I would say the majority of our SWAT guys are on the B side. So there's only a handful of us that are on this side that are on SWAT. We do try to separate that around, where it'd be nice to have, crime scene guys on perfect spots at the, different corners of the county at all times, and wanting to make sure the UAV, same thing. When we look at making sure that we have those UAVs available, part of it then tells us, well, if we're trying to separate where the people are being scheduled, maybe we just need more UAVs, because we're finding that if we're starting to make scheduling changes over where this device is, then it kind of tells us we need more people on that team. Same thing with some of the SWAT stuff. That's kind of telling us we probably need some more of that equipment out there, and have more specialized officers and all these varieties of thing. Our major crimes unit guys, same thing. It's nice to have those guys on every little corner of the county. Sometimes it just doesn't work out that way, but usually the way it works is it kind of works itself out, if I'm being honest with you. Most of the time, it's not like absolutely every resource is in one part of the county or not. So, but no, it's thought about.
Yeah, that's good to hear. I mean, just as what you talked about, just having the different specialties with your deputies. So thank you. Does anyone else have anything? All right. Thank you.
Thank you, sir.
Thanks, Jason.
All right. If no one else has anything, then a motion to adjourn would be in order.
So moved.
Second.
Motion by Tina, seconded by Corey. Is there any discussion? All those in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye.
All those opposed, same sign. The meeting is ended. Thank you all for attending.